Ciao mi amori and welcome back to Italia Demo for episode 15 with me, MrSealyp. We're back again, and what has happened since the last time I saw you? Well, a few bits of machinery have been moved around. I have leased 2 corn headers because we've got corn harvest to do. I know it's late, it's 4:30, but I do want to get started on the corn harvest. The baling of fields 10, 11, 12 and 13 after the wheat harvest was done, and this is how many bales we got. Look! Actually, the sun's outside, isn't it? That's a lot of bales. Now, like I said, I do have some baling contracts for... I say baling contracts, mixed contracts that are asking for multiple things. Within those, I've got some that are just asking for organic straw bales, and some that have been asking specifically for organic barley straw bales. So next time I do barley, I'll do that. So these I might just sell because I've got a load of straw over there, but I thought I've got them. I'll probably take them to the biogas plant. We'll get rid of them there. What I am in the process of doing though is taking this back. This was from Badgerset Farm, which is just up the road. Massive thank you to Badgerset Farm and all the crew there. So we were lent the Massey Ferguson 1250 and the Tetra 4 plough. However, the Tetra 4 plough vanished, disappeared, either through nefarious deeds or I just mislaid it, which is probably more than likely. So I've bought a new one. So we've got a new one here. So for Badgerset Farm, thank you very much. Now, well, it depends if you watch the last one or not, but the money has gone down a little bit because we have bought a new tractor. I want to say a new tractor, it's an old tractor, but new to us. The guy that runs the garage, actually, the fuel station, had one going. So because this was a loaner, I did say I could keep it until I got on my feet, and I think we're kind of on our feet. So, and we've got a bigger plough now. We've got a 6-metre plough as well. So thank you very much. This is where they came from. These will be going back. Now I've got stuff set up. This is kind of, again, I refer back to my jigsaw puzzle analogy. Everything needs to click into place. One of my workers brought up the scooter, so I haven't got to walk, which is fantastic. I was going to take this up and grab milk, which is why I've got the milk boxes on there, but actually what we're going to do is we're going to head back down to the fuel station, pick up our newish tractor. I'm going to take that to the cornfield. The 2 harvesters are there waiting with corn headers, and I'm going to get on with the corn harvest. Once I get the corn harvest underway, that tractor needs to go back with the bale. Actually, no, you know what? Yeah, because I was going to sell some of those bales, but I wanted to show you how many we've got. Now, all of those fields all need cultivating, fertilising in our Italia Demo organic style with our Cambridge roller. And I need to exercise the horses before it gets to midnight. So once I get this cornfield, well 18 and 19, which is this sea of corn in front of me here, once I get underway and the workers are chugging away quite happily, I'm going to go and exercise the horses, get those done, and the new tractor will then go to the store. I'm going to lease a potato planter, but I might not do that till the morning. I'm just thinking I'm not going to get all that in before it gets dark. Potato planter, and we're going to get out that field out by the vineyards planted with potatoes. So yeah, quite a few different bits and bobs. I won't talk much about the potato contract until we get onto the harvesting part of it. The contract here for corn, well, I've got 2 maize contracts now. Right, this is the fuel station. But the farmer's barn is up here. You know what's going to happen in like an episode or 2? I'm not going to be able to remember where I left the scooter. I'm going to have to send someone out to find it. Scour the countryside until you find my scooter. So, just up here... It's weird, isn't it? I've been up and down this hill a few times, and I really don't pay much attention, haven't paid much attention to the buildings. There's another like farm over the top of the hill that you can buy, which I haven't paid much attention to. And there she is. She's an oldie, but a goodie. I think I referred to her as a rip snorter, didn't I? We've got an international. 1586. 179 horsepower. 2-wheel drive, not the 4-wheel drive version. With wide tyres, I think I went for. we could do some conversion work on it. We could make it into a 4-wheel if we wanted to. So we're adding to our fleet of, well, they're all sub 200 horsepower, aren't they? I think we've got 180, 189, and this one 179, haven't we? We haven't got anything over 200 horsepower, which is unusual for me. Normally I go for something big at some point, which, oh, that's a point, that's what I said. Oh no, it wasn't the potato planter. Potato planter, I think we're going to be okay. I think it's when we get on to doing the poplar work we might have a problem. So we'll have to give that a bit of a think. Now, the corn harvest. Like I said, I've got 2 maize contracts. The first one is for Bigfoot Farmer. And it says, hello, my name is Bigfoot Farmer. I own and operate a whiskey distillery, Bigfoot Farms Whiskey Distillery. I specialise in organic corn whiskey. I had a farm that had agreed to produce my organic corn. The farm does both organic and conventional crops. They had a mix-up on the farm and sprayed the corn that was to be mine. As a result, I'm in need of 50,000 litres of corn to get my next run of whiskey. I'm willing to pay double the price, as I know it can be an inconvenience to do organic farming. You can use any animal-based fertiliser for my crops, but not any herbicide. I understand weeds decrease yield, but anything you can do will be greatly appreciated. Thanks again, Bigfoot Farmer. Like I said, in our kind of quest to sort out organic contracts, what I've been doing is doing everything organic. So we've been using the Cambridge roller for fertilisation, and then we've been using the mechanical weeder in the first stage of weed growth. So everything we're producing at the moment is organic. Both the harvests are here. Both of them have got Capello, HS, they're the 6 metre ones. HS somethings. Not good, is it? Let's drop that down. If we disconnect it, HS8s. Let's unfold. So I'll do what I've done before. I'll do a few rounds. Once I've done the rounds, then I'll get one of the workers going, and then when I'm at a point where everything's okay, the spare harvester will mop up any odds and ends. But what I can also do, you know what I nearly forgot to do, open the harvester, I remembered this time, is get them both going, hopefully. That's one of those fence posts let's talk about. Well, not fence posts, it's the angled ones, isn't it, to keep the fence upright. There we go, now we're getting going. I don't know what the yield's going to be. So, that's contract 1. Now, I've already done silage work when we first got this field, didn't we? And that was for Bright Farmer. And Bright Farmer's the one that's let us use the fields. We're the custodians of the fields at the moment. We did a big silage harvest, didn't we? We did, was it silage bales, didn't we? Loads of silage bales. Now, what are we stuck on? There can't still be that fence post, surely. Okay, now I'm really puzzled. Oh, maybe it was. Just a collision on the fence post. I think we'll get to 50,000 litres before we clear this field. So, second contract I've got for corn/maize. It just says, I'm a dairy farmer from Lancashire. I've recently decided to milk more cows, 100 up to 150. This means I've had to put all my land down to grass for grazing and silage. Would you be interested in growing 40 acres of maize for extra silage to feed? Payment will be the going price for silage at the time of harvest, with an extra 10% for carting to a local yard where I can arrange lorries to collect. Thank you for considering my offer. So what I'm thinking is, once we hit 50,000 litres to do Bigfoot Farmers contract, the rest I will then silage harvest to do the Lancashire Farmers contract. 2 birds, 1 stone. So what I need to try and make sure I do, actually it doesn't really matter, does it? It doesn't matter how I harvest the fields, in what order. I thought if I do all one side, it's irrelevant. Once I hit 50,000 litres, I stop and the rest gets silaged. That's going to be an interesting prospect as well. I might have to do it with a pull along. I'm just thinking of the cost of leasing a forage harvester. When we did it for Bright Farmer had left machinery for us, but that's not the case this time. So I might go for a pull-along one. I haven't used one of those for a long time. I know they take a bit longer, but why not? Actually, the yield's not bad off this. I'm quite surprised. Whether I'm going to get all the way around. Now I have, looking diagonally from here, over that direction, about there-ish, I have brought the lorry over with the trailer. So I was hoping I'd get all the way around to there before I unload him, but I'm just... don't know if we will. We might, but it'll be close. So yeah, still go. Then obviously there's going to be the same as it is on here and on Attingham. Loads of off-camera work needs to be done because all the fields have got to be prepped. The horses, like I say, need to be exercised. I was still going to go and grab milk. Then there's planting of new crops. I've been looking down my contracts. This field will be converted. We're going to do barley in this one, so as much barley as we can get our hands on. I'm going to do another field of oats, probably field 10, because that's separate from 11, 12 and 13. Not because I need the oats, because one of the contracts is asking for, I'm sure it said oat, was it oat bales? Oh no, it might have been for oats actually. I've got one that's asking for 20,000 litres of Italian oats. 20,000, it's all Italian based things, 20,000 litres of, so I think oats was one of them. So I do need to do some more oats. Oh, I need to collect my stuff from the train station at some point, don't I? I forgot all about that. This contract is for George, I think, isn't it? Yeah, when I said the Lancashire farmer, I think it's Farmer Metcalf. You can just about see the top of the lorry over there. I don't think we're going to get there, are we? We're not going to be far off. It was a fairly good guess. I mean, if I just cut straight across the field now, we might do. So I think what I might do is just get the worker cracking on anyway, and at the places where the worker decides I can't do those bits, then I'll just mop up. I think that's probably the best bet, because I might have to do more than 2 rounds, maybe 3, to get enough of a run-off for the worker to turn around. Right, header up. That's just for you, Big Daddy. I know I shouldn't be turning with it. That really didn't help much at all, did it? But it was a nod in the right direction. 96. 97. No, we're not going to get there. 98. 99. Boom. Pipe out. But to be fair, it's not like we've got to walk far, is it? This is the other reason for having things set up and everything in its place, so it becomes that jigsaw puzzle. Is that it's a nice flow for recording, because I haven't got to do it in bits then. This is kind of run one bit into the next, into the next, into the next. So I think this is the longest stint of solid recording I've done in a while. Am I going to stream? The plan is yes. And I was thinking about the fact of just all the things I was just talking about that I need to do off screen. I might do a... what episode is this we're on? I can't remember what number, but it'll be a point whatever. So whatever episode it is, 14, something like that. 14.5, behind the scenes. Let's talk FS22. That'll be the stream if we do it. And we're going to, yeah, just chat. Anything FS22, if anyone joins the stream when I do it. We'll just talk about stuff, you know, as you do. Right, engine off. And as luck would have it, look, we're right by the horses. But I do need to get this harvest doing the rest. So, I'll see in a little while when I've got all these going. We'll get some horses exercised. I'll get the worker going. Oh, it's all good. Pipe in. We haven't lost the light yet, so that's a good thing. Header up. There we go. I'm going to be honest, with 2 harvesters running, it didn't take anywhere near as long as I thought it was going to, so I didn't really get round to doing anything else. I was going to go off and get the horses sorted out. 45,000 litres in here. Bigfoot farmer needed 50,000 litres. So what I'm going to do is allow that harvester to run till it gets to 7,500, which is the full tank. So you'll end up with 52,500 rather than 50,000. I hope that's okay, Bigfoot farmer. Best price at the moment is at the IFE, and it's paying about 700. So Bigfoot farmer said they would double the payment, so it'll be about, but it'll work out 1,400 and something for 1,000 litres. That harvester's nearly full again. They are honking through, but it does mean, I don't know if you can see that strip. Just I did a strip further over. I thought we would need a lot more. So with the second harvester, I did a kind of, like, you know, when you do when they're trying to prevent forest fires, and you do a cut line through to prevent it jumping. I kind of did that, a cut off line, I suppose. Didn't even need to go anywhere near that. All of the rest of that field can be silage harvested. And what I am going to do though, before I do that, I'm going to check all my other contracts, all my multiple ones, all my complicated ones, all the ones that are asking for multiple crop types, just in case I've got another one for corn, because the last thing I want to do is silage harvest all the rest and then find I've got one for like 20,000 litres of corn, which I could have done easily but didn't, you know. So I'm going to take this to the IFE. So Bigfoot farmer, the first 45,000 litres is on its way to you, and then there'll be another 7,500 to follow very shortly, because that harvest is going to be full in moments. So what I'll do is just dump this, go back, grab the other 7,500, dump that, and that'll be heading off to you, and I'll work out whether we get paid for that. We'll then get the second part of that payment. There you go, Helper F has a full grain tank, so almost exactly in line with the last one. Lovely job. And it isn't even dark yet, which means we can still get into the horses. So then in the morning we'll get the potatoes in the field. It's all, what's going to go wrong? You know, Mr. Murphy's going to turn up. Something's going to go wrong. This is working far too well. The poplars are growing wonderfully. They take a lot longer to grow than regular crops anyway, because they're a tree rather than just a crop, so to speak. But you do see it a lot more now. Those, and oh, there you go, look, they've gone up another load. That's absolutely fantastic. Willow, you see a lot of willow being grown now, and hazel, and it is being done for that very reason. It gets wood chipped. These big old, well, like a forage harvester, and it's these wicked blades on the front, and they come along and wallop. Loads of wood chips. It gets pulped. Sometimes it's made for paper usage. It's different reasons, but yeah, it's all very cool. I must admit, I did wonder with FS22. That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? Because I know we've got the Poplar Baler. A lot of the Anderson stuff, well, a lot of the DLCs, what normally happens is DLCs that are in one version of the game, and the next version of the game, they become base game models, and then you then get new DLCs. And I think that's happening with FS22. Looking through, if you go onto the Farming Simulator website and look at the game to buy, it lists all the manufacturers, and there are a load of manufacturers that they haven't shown on any of the fact sheets yet, and there's a load of bits of equipment and stuff that they haven't talked about yet either. There's a Russell Mash tractor which looks a little bit like the Versatile. There's a whole load of stuff. It's all looking pretty cool. I lost my thread on what I was going to say then. Oh yeah, about the fact that Rotner and a lot of the Grimmer stuff, and I think the John Deere Cotton Hub, so there's a whole load of stuff that's now base game models. So let's get that tipped. See what we make. So jot it down, make a note. Delivery driver. It's actually not too bad, is it? We're going to double that. 32,096. 32,096. There's another 7,500 to go. Right. See you back here in a moment. I am so glad I checked. There you go. So Bigfoot farmer, that's 52,000, well, just over 52,500 litres of organic corn winging its way to you. I think the total came in at 38,000, just over 38,000 for all of that. So the second part of that payment will come at some point. The harvesters are going again. I'm so glad I checked because, I have this doubt. You have this in the back of your mind. You think, I'm sure I've seen corn somewhere else. That a part of the contract for Feldcorp, which was for digestate and stuff. Well, I would get digestate from Feldcorp because that was how I originally started out. The contract is for organic sausage rolls, and Feldcorp needs 42,000 litres of organic corn, 21,000 litres of organic barley, 21,000 litres of organic soybean, and 18 organic barley straw bales. That's where the barley straw bales had come from. So they need 42,000 litres of organic corn. I'm so glad I checked because I thought I'll send the headers back, don't need them, I'll repair and clean the harvesters, pack them away, and then we can get on with silaging. So as it turned out, no, I need another 42,000 litres of corn off that field, which is fine. So while they're going, I'm going to grab the first of the horses and do some exercise because they need to be done before the end of the day. Please work. This doesn't... Come on. There we go. So what we'll do first of all, I think... Now, is this how I normally do it? No. Not over the fences either. Off camera, my exercising the horses is a very different affair. But to be fair, what is nice, and again, especially on a map like this, is just going out and riding. I've nearly got a full crate tank already. How am I going to fit this in? I was hoping they'd go a bit longer, and I could get the horses completely done. I've been thinking a little bit more about the top 10 videos I've put up recently. I'm going to do top 10 mods I love. That'll be a whole different thing compared to the last two I've done. I was trying to think of top 5 maps, and honestly, the problem is I could do it based upon maps I've played, but there are some maps I didn't get a chance to play, which I know are phenomenal. That's the most subjective one of all, and the one that would cause most, I think, annoyance amongst people watching, because if you've played a map that I haven't, it could be way better than one of the ones I've played, but I have no frame of reference because I haven't played it. It's a difficult one. There are ones that I know are very good from what people have said and watching other people's videos. This, for me, Italia Demo is one of them. If I've got a top 5, this is in the top 5, Italia Demo, because of how picturesque and gorgeous a map it is. Oxygen David does cracking maps when it comes to visually stunning maps. Not to say they're not playable, but they're visually stunning. As does GB. 6 Ashes, that's in my top 5. This and 6 Ashes, definitely in my top 5. But there are so many, like Chellington and Marwell Manor was the first one I started. I loved that. I loved that map. Oakfield Farm. Didn't play it on 19, but played it on 17. But the 19 version, just as good as the 17 version. Loved it. Phenomenal map. Sussex Farms. For me, one of the most fun playable maps I've been on, because the amount of stuff you could do, the varied things, spectacle, where do you even begin? There are so many amazing maps. Homerkra, I loved. It's a forestry map. There wasn't a lot to it other than forestry, but I thoroughly enjoyed that Let's Play, and that was because of the map. Now there are loads of forestry maps. So whilst I would say for me that's in my top 5, or it could be in my top 5, there are possibly better forestry maps out there, and I could have picked a different forestry map and I could have had just as good a Let's Play, just as much fun. But like I say, that's what I mean. It's difficult, isn't it? I can't say that's up there in my top 5 or even top 10 of being a phenomenal forestry map, because you may then say, yeah, but I played on so-and-so and it's way, way better. Is it Wilhelmina Forest? Is it by Ematana? Looks phenomenal. I never got a chance to play on it. So, I don't know, it's a tricky one. Are both harvesters full? Potentially, right, okay. Let's get the horse back. this is another thing. I know I say it every time I do horses and I ride them, and you get up close, and you know the level of detail and how visually stunning the horses are, and they look even better on 22. Such a great game dynamic, and you know everything that works really well, but they kind of get overlooked to a degree, I suppose. I don't know. Anyway, so as you can see, I'm bouncing between the two. I need to get 42,000 litres off there and exercise the horses. I'll just crack on, I suppose. Just before 10 past 6 then, I'm done with corn harvesting. The rest of that will get chaffed. The field needs to be ploughed because obviously we've done corn in it. So I will probably... I'll plough it then cultivate it, because my cultivating the Cambridge roll will give me the fertilising I need. I have got just over 42,000 litres, which is what Feldcorp needs. So Feldin, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in storage. And then once I've got your 21,000 litres of organic barley and the 21,000 litres of organic soybean, obviously off the back of the organic barley will come the organic bales, barley straw bales, because I'm going to do them on this field. I'm going to do barley on here. Whether that will be enough to fulfil the other contracts I've got for barley, I'm not too sure, but it will mean yours will be done. Now, as far as payment, we talked about all sorts of stuff, didn't we, initially? Digest date and payment and all that kind of thing. I think possibly we'll go back to payment rather than digest date. Yeah, that's probably what we're looking at. So the harvest headers can go back. The harvesters will need to go back to the yard. They'll need to have a bit of a clean, and we'll give them a bit of TLC, a bit of preventative maintenance, or just full-on maintenance, judging by the look of them. And the money has gone up because we have been paid. It's wonderful, isn't it? So I want to get it right. It was Bigfoot Farm, wasn't it? Yeah. The other one was Bright Farm. I was getting the two mixed up. So yeah, the second part of the payment, because it was they were going to pay me double, Bigfoot Farmers money has come through. So what I'm going to do now, before it gets too dark, I'm going to exercise the horses, or finish exercising the horses. I only partially exercised one. I think I did this one, didn't I? We were up to about 70-something%, so we're going to finish this one. Do the others. I'm going to go out this way this time, I think. That way I'm not going to catch myself on double fences. Obviously, galloping through someone else's crop isn't the best idea. So I'm going to go off, I think, for a bit of a wander around, survey the land I own, and just have a look at the land in general. It's a lovely evening. And then I will see you in the morning. We are going to grab our international, grab a potato planter, and with a bit of international flair, we're going to get some potatoes in the ground on our potato field over by the vineyards. And then the process of, well, all the off-camera stuff will have to happen, won't it? I need to work out what I'm going to do about the silage harvesting of that. So potentially in the morning, I don't know whether or not, because I haven't got any crops in the ground on 10, 11, 12, 13 yet. I don't know whether or not our poplars will be ready. Potentially, they might be ready, so maybe a poplar harvest. Actually, I'm going to stick to the track, I think. What else? Potatoes will be going in the ground. Yes, it'll be the silage harvesting of that. But like I say, I'm probably going to use not a forage harvester, just one of the trailed ones, maybe. I'll have a look. There's got to be a way of doing it now. It'll be a bit time consuming, but we can get it done. Right. I guess I'll see you in the morning then. Let's stretch our legs a bit, shall we? It's 7:28 and I am making my way to the store in my new old International. It's new to me. I'm going to say new. What an absolute result. What a surprise overnight that was, like winning the lottery. I had completely forgotten about all the biogas work we did. I forgot about the the byproduct of all of that, I was fulfilling contracts for people. So I I cut all the grass, I put it into the silo, I compacted it all, because putting all of that into the biogas plant, the contract was to produce 64,000 litres of digestate, which was the byproduct, which I did. Also, I had that contract to produce biogas for the biogas plant for Zach, which I did. What I'd completely forgotten about was that all of that silage that I sold at the biogas plant, I would get paid for at midnight. So, yeah, we're rolling in cash. We just absolutely don't know what to do with it all. So it's going to make a few contracts coming up a little bit easier, because to do the poplars, I'm going to need a forage harvester, which means we've got enough money to lease one now, and a header to do that. But what I'm going to do now is potatoes, which is what I said I was going to do. We need to get those done. Now, as far as potato gear, it's something I've said previously, and I think moving into FS22, it's pretty much the same. There's not a huge amount of potato gear out there. We've got Grimmer, that's, you know, a few other ones, obviously like Roper, and a few modded ones that have popped up here and there, but there's not a large array of potato gear. A lot of this, the Grimmer pack stuff, came in quite late. Now, I was thinking about giving the GL32F a go, because I haven't used it before, but it's only a 1.5 metre. Now, I would normally use the GL860 compactor. I like that. Very handy bit of kit. Very useful. 6 metres wide. Requires 170 horsepower. That's going to be pushing what I've got. I'm going to go for the 3 metre GL420. Doesn't matter how long I take doing it. We're right by the biogas plant. I can restock with seed from there. So that's the kind of compromise. I could go for the 1.5 metre one that's new, but to be fair, the GL420, I honestly don't think I've used it before. Like I say, I know there are some modded things out there. But for the equipment I've got, it just kind of makes sense. We'll go for that. Just trying to think what to spend all my new money on. Maybe another field, potentially. That might not be a bad idea. Yeah, we could do that, couldn't we? I'm just thinking of all the different crops I need to do next, because like I say, I do need to put some oats in the ground. I'm doing potatoes now. I do need... Ooh, that's quite heavy, isn't it? Once it's on the ground, it'll be... Oh, look at that leaning back. It does look good though, doesn't it? I like this. I just think the 6 metre one would have been massive on the back of here. Yeah, this will work. Like I say, I do need to do some more oats, because I've got a contract for... I can't remember whether it's for the oats themselves or... I'm sure it was. Or was it oat bales? Oh, I can't remember. But I will double check that. So I do need to do some more oats. Massive field of barley. What else have I got? On the organic stuff. I've got a ton of contracts. As far as the potatoes go, like I say, I'm going to get the potatoes in the ground. I'm not going to specifically go into details about the contracts until we get round to harvesting, because otherwise by the time we get to that, we'll forget. But just to say that I do, like I've mentioned briefly, I've been asked for 10 acres of potatoes. I'll do what I've got there. And then the second contract for potatoes is for 10,000 litres. So I'm going to do the 10,000 litres, take that away, and then the rest will be... I should have gone down there. Let's turn around. And the rest will be going to the first contract. So, you know, whichever way round, I'll hit both contracts. Is it 10 acres I've got here? Probably not. No, I wouldn't say even close to. 10 acres would be a huge amount. We have got some, I mean, to be fair, we have got some new, when I say about potatoes and stuff for FS22, obviously we have got the new potato and sugar beet harvesters, the bigger ones. I'm talking about, this is all like the trailed stuff, the smaller stuff. We do have, some really nice gear coming. But again, bigger machines, but not bigger headers. The headers are about the same sort of size. Right, I want... seed, which is the first one. I'm paying full price, you see. Notice I'm paying full price. I'm not using my CNS 2 reasons. 1, this is closer. It's easier to get to. And 2, I've got a bit of money, so, you know, helping the local economy. Oh, yeah, I should have got a front weight. Actually, can I attach a front weight to that? Oh, I think I can actually, I should have had a weight on it. I think that's an option, isn't it? That's what I should have done. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. What are you going to do? But as I've said before, I'm really very pleased with how it's all going. It's all going rather swimmingly. Things are working as I hoped they would. Seems to be unfolded. No, we're good to go as we are. Yeah, things are going, you know, as well as can be expected. So that payment overnight, I wasn't expecting that. I skipped through to the morning and suddenly thought, well, hang on a minute, what happened there? You know, my money suddenly jumped up, and then realised, yeah, of course, biogas plant. So it's all good. Yeah, this isn't a massive field. I mean, to be fair, bearing in mind this is a 3 metre and the other one's a 6 metre. The 6 metre required 170 horsepower. This requires 150. Because it's half the width, you know. It still requires a fair amount. I'm also already in my mind thinking, I've got so much work to do, haven't I? All those fields to sort and prep and cultivate and fertilise and then reseed. Horses are going to need excising again today. They were all done for yesterday, but they're going to need doing again today, as they do every day. I need to then think about, because I've got, it's a multi-contract, but it involves a couple of horses, I think, as well, which I need to sort out at some point as well. So I think possibly getting those in sooner rather than later, I can start running through the process with the new horses, as well as the ones I've got for Big Proper C. So actually, yeah, I think in the last, was it earlier in this episode when I said about lifting the harvest headed? So did I say Big Daddy? I said, oh, that's for you. I think I meant Big Proper C. I'm sorry. Sorry, Chris. Looking for that slight more authenticity with what I'm doing, and that's fair enough. You know, it's very easy to switch into that. Just, you know, turning a corner and taking a bend, or, you know, you can take slight arcs and curves with harvester headers and seeders and planters and stuff like that, but obviously 90 degrees and that kind of thing, yeah, you would lift the headers and turn them. You know, I don't know. Are we all guilty of it? I don't know, probably not. This is a nice addition to this farm. It's international. Not that there was anything wrong with the Massey at all, but Badgerset Farm did just lend it to me. It wasn't ever just a, you know, here, this is yours to keep. I'll do a couple of rounds, and then I guess I just need to carry on, really. Now I think, I may actually be correct in this time. This may be a shorter episode. Have I finally managed to achieve it? Have I managed to get a shorter episode? Actually, before I go any further, what I'm going to do also, let's go to here and check our field 1, fruit types, growth. Nope, still hasn't fully grown yet. I was wondering, has it grown? And then we need to sort out, yeah, the silage harvest on there. Right, with that, I think that's where we're going to leave it. We've got a fair bit done. We've got some contracts complete. We've got part of the contract for Feld Corp. That's a good start. You know, I like I say, I'm glad I checked my contracts for that, because I would have then just silage harvested the rest of that field and then gone back and gone, oh no, I need 42,000 litres of corn, and it would have been an issue. So I'm glad I checked, and I'm glad we got that sorted. So that's in storage. I have kept that separate from all the other stuff. So if anyone worries, or Feld Corp, if you're worried about me cross-contaminating and mixing that up with non-organic corn, don't worry, it's been put into a separate silo. The non-organic corn is down near the train station. Yours is stored at the farm. So it's all good. It's all good. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're still enjoying it. I know people's kind of, not enjoyment of, but you know, what's the best way of putting it? I'm trying to think the best way of putting it. Well, it's just basically people watching Farming Simulator stuff as we're getting so close to FS22 releasing. You know, I totally understand that, and if you are still watching, I do appreciate it. Thank you so much for sticking with it, for sticking with the channel, for sticking with me. It is very much appreciated. So like I say, if you are still enjoying it, if you are still watching it, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.